Okay, so why is religious freedom important to American society?
Well, I think we can see that it's one of our basic rights in the First Amendment. And I think that especially the history that comes with it, shows just how important it is. Many people who first came over to America into the colonies were escaping religious persecution, and they weren't able to practice their faith, just like some of the founders of the Holy Cross Congregation of the Holy Cross weren't either. But with the freedom of religion, everyone can practice their faith no matter what it is, and it helps to ensure that everyone can live out their own beliefs and not have to worry about their government or another group infringing upon that.
Okay. If religious freedom didn't exist, what would you be like?
It would definitely be a lot different because I guess the religion would be determined by the government, and whatever religion they say is the one that everyone has to follow, then that's what most of society would have to conform to. I think that we would see some like underground practicing of other religions, but it definitely would be a risk. And I think that it would still be important to practice your faith, even though it might be against the law, because it is such a central component to who we are. But I think it would definitely be a lot more difficult.
As U.S. citizens, how can we continue Father Duhuray's legacy by supporting religious freedom in our nation?
Well, I think that there are lots of cases in which religious freedom recently has met its challenges, specifically in the court. So I think that if we support those who are trying to stand up for religious freedom, no matter what religion or their background, I think it's important that everyone stands for the right to each person to decide which religion they want to practice and to practice it freely. So I think it's important that people stay involved in following the news, and when they see a case in which they don't think religious freedom is being upheld, they should speak out so that we don't fall back into some of the things we tried to escape when we left Europe.
Okay, so the first question is, why is religious freedom important to American society?
I think because everybody should have the freedom to express what they believe at any point in time. And it makes no sense to try to confine people to one religion, because they should be able to express themselves and find themselves in any way that they so choose.
Okay. If religious freedom didn't exist, what would you be like?
I would be extremely depressed. I probably wouldn't be able to find myself or express myself in any sort of way. And it would be extremely, it'd be enclosed in something that I wouldn't really believe in. Especially in like other countries like we see in the Middle East, where they oppress the women and things like that with the different religions, or the different Muslim religions. And with things like I forget what it's called, the jihadism. So with the jihad, it really regulates what people can do and what they can say and how they can act. And it would be extremely unfair to regulate people in that sort of way.
What would America be like if religious freedom didn't exist?
I just don't think we'd be America. It was founded on religious freedom. The whole foundation was based on them breaking away from the Protestant church. So we wouldn't be America without religious freedom.
As U.S. citizens, how can we continue Father Duhuray's legacy by supporting religious freedom in our nation?
I would say by being open and inclusive to everybody. That's really the only thing that we can do, and just continue what we've been doing for the past century or so. Well, over a century.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Why is religious freedom important to American society?
I think it's important to American society because we don't have to fear our faith, and we don't have to worry that at night we're going to be hauled away because we're Christian or Catholic or Muslim or Buddhist.
If religious freedom didn't exist, what would you be like?
I would be much more afraid of what might happen to myself and my family if we practiced our faith. and I might be much more secretive about how I feel about religion.
What do you think America would be like?
Well, I think America would be a much more close-guarded place, a much more secretive place.
As U.S. citizens, how can we continue to support Father Duharay's legacy by supporting religious freedom in our nation?
Well, I think we need to start by being educated about other religions and tolerant of other religions. I think from a young age we need to learn what it means to be Catholic, what it means to be Jewish, what it means to be Muslim, what it means to be Hindu. And then as we grow up, we need to appreciate those differences.
Why is religious freedom, or being able to practice your religion, important to American society?
It brings, my teachers can teach me openly about my faith and how I can, to help me practice it without being afraid that they would get hurt or we would get hurt, and they can help me grow in my faith.
If you couldn't practice your faith, what would you be like?
I think I would be more I'd be afraid to go to school and out in public that, because someone could find out and
Do you think other Americans would also be afraid?
Yeah, because
Even if they weren't Catholic, do you think they'd be afraid?
they would be afraid for each other, because everyone is created equal and they don't want someone to be just because they're different faith or they aren't Catholic, they or any religion, they wouldn't feel equal.
As U.S. citizens, how can we continue to follow Father Duharay's legacy by being supporting of people practicing their own religions in our world?
We could just worship freely and more and be happy that we can open